Hello, and welcome to Zoom University. In all seriousness though, guys, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. I did move from my workspace because I just finished my first ever official university class in my social work degree that I'm doing. It's going to be the next 3 years of my life full-time, so I made it through my first class, which is really interesting. It's about social oppressions and inequalities, and it's especially relevant because of everything that has happened over the course of, the summer, but the last few years as well. It's become more prominent, and I think I'm going to really love this class. It is a huge Zoom class because it's like a combination of I think we're 60 people in my program, 60 or 70, and then there's another like 90 people in another class, and then some extra people who took my class as an options class. So there were like 275 of us on Zoom, plus like teachers and staff and whatever, and people for sign language because we do have people with audio impairments in our program. So it was very interesting. I took a lot of notes, and I haven't been to school in a long time. I did take 2 classes last semester that are going to reduce my course load, but it wasn't like I was officially in a program. But now here I am, and it's very interesting. We already have stuff to do, and I need to be on my A game, so we'll see how it goes. I have another class at 1. Today is my only day where I have 2 classes in one day. Tomorrow I only have a morning class. Thursday I have a afternoon class, and Friday morning I have a class. So it's the first week of uni. Welcome to the vlog. It's very interesting that it's all on Zoom, and it's very hard to like focus, I feel, so there's that. But you guys are here for the reading, so let's talk about books. Today, as I mentioned, is September 1st, which means it is Tuesday, and Tuesday is release day. I have 2 books coming in the mail, one that I bought a used copy that was super cheap, and another that is a new release for this week. So once that parcel arrives, I'll unbox it with you guys. But I am starting my TBR, and technically I'm kind of reading books out of order, but it's fine. I am participating in the Adventures Through Wonderland TBR, and technically you need to follow the map. I, however, don't know if I'm going to completely follow the map because some books on there are just for that TBR. Other books I really need to read because they're on my Candyland Picks, my TBR, which I'll link in the cards. So I decided to go with one of the books that completed the most readathons, and that is Wundersmith by Jessica Townsend, and it's honestly one of my most hyped up books in my own head because Hollow Pox is coming out in October. This is on my 5 stars prediction list. I said I would make a video reading my 5 stars, but I don't know how well that's gonna go with everything I have going on, so maybe I'll only do it for a few of them. But I'm now 200 pages in and loving this book so much more than I loved Nevermore, which Nevermore I gave 4 stars. This I really do feel is going to be a 5 star. If you guys don't know what Nevermore, like the first book, is about, it follows a main character named Morgan Crow, who is a cursed child, and on her birthday she is set to actually die. That's what happens to cursed children. But then she gets whisked away to Nevermore by this weird man called Juniper North, and because our main character Morgan is not like a legitimate citizen of Nevermore, she needs to go through the trials to become a Wundersmith, which is the only way she could actually stay in Nevermore, and everything unfolds from there. Ooh, I lost my little gift note. So that's kind of what happens in the first book. In this one, we obviously follow Morgan after the trials, and then some people start going missing in Nevermore. It's not a spoiler, it's literally on the back of this one, and it doesn't really say anything about the first book as well, and so that's where we're at. I'm loving the atmosphere in this, and the friendships, and the conversations on like found family and what it means to be part of a group, and just there's so many things. I love the like people gone missing elements, and there's like another mystery in here which I won't mention because I think it would spoil things, but I really love that aspect as well. The writing is amazing. This book is like 500 pages long, but it's flying by, so this week I should be getting to this. considering my TBR is also like 16 or 17 books long, and I have group books I need to read for a lot of different things. I need to pick up more books. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to be reading this week, and there's like another book I want to read that's not on my TBR, so I don't really know. But once I do figure it out, I'll tell you guys. But for now, I need to go finish dishes that I didn't do yesterday, and also make lunch before my class at 1 starts. It's only like 11, so I do have time. I have like 2 hours, but still better safe than sorry. And then I'm probably going to read a little bit of this and work on my planner, and yeah. Welcome to this week. Good morning, friends. It is now a Wednesday. I was gonna say Tuesday. Tuesday was yesterday. Now it's Wednesday. I am currently sitting here waiting for my class to start. Today is Introduction to Social Work, which should be exciting. I think there's gonna be like a lot of quizzes in that class, and social work, which means like actually being not forced to work with other people we don't know, but obviously this is a field of work where you're probably not going to get along with everyone and everybody kind of thinks differently. So a lot of our teachers decided to make us do group work where we don't pick our teams. Anyways, no one kind of knows each other yet because it's literally the second day, but I'm excited. It is very gloomy outside today, and I have some very potentially important things to do this afternoon, which, crossing my fingers, goes well. I would really want it to go well, but we'll see when we get there. That's like at 3 this afternoon, so all is well. I'm updating you guys because I actually did more reading yesterday and finished Wundersmith by Jessica Townsend, which is the sequel to Nevermore. And I loved it, you guys. I had like 300 pages left to read yesterday, and I managed to read it all before the end of the day, and like before, like, I think it was like 9:30 at night when I finished it. Definitely gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and as I mentioned in my 5 stars prediction video, I do really enjoy this one a lot more than Nevermore, and I really had a feeling I would, because I think we're really into the action, and I know the friend group now, I know the society that our main character is in, I kind of know the unwritten rules in Nevermore, and I just loved everything about it. Morgan as a character is very believable because she's only like 12, and I think that the mistakes she makes and her preoccupations and the way she goes about doing things is very realistic. Like, she doesn't always do the right thing, but she does what she thinks is best, and I really appreciated that. I love the action and like the conflict in here and the magical elements. I loved the wonder animals that were in there as well and their implications in this book, and just overall it felt very magical and whimsical and fun. A fun, fast-paced adventure. This book is like 525 pages and I flew through it. I just loved it so much. I'll talk about it more either if I start a 5 stars predictions vlog, or if I read more and end up doing like my wrap-up, which is the goal here. But yes, if not, it will be in my September wrap-up. I don't want to say too much because it is a second book in a series, but I'm really grateful that Hollowpox is coming out in like less than 2 months now, because I need that book, and I'm really happy I didn't like read Wundersmith as soon as it came out, because then I would have had to wait so much longer for Hollowpox. But that means I'm going to my next book, and if you guys haven't seen all my TBR videos for the month, I have my Candyland Picks my TBR, which I'm assuming a lot of you have seen. It's always my most viewed video, and that one I mashed with Becca's Bookopoly because there's the Bookopla'thon going on in September, and then I also have my Adventures Through Wonderland TBR, and then Wundersmith was one of them. I'm not reading them particularly in order, I think, because I have so many books to read. I think I had 17 books to read and now 16 because I'm finished with Wundersmith. I'm not gonna like overdo it, which 16 books is already overdoing it. But yes, so Wundersmith counted for Candyland Picks my TBR and Adventures Through Wonderland, so that's one book down. So I think I'm going to mix up the genres as I go, so read like one middle grade, one contemporary, one fantasy, and so on and so forth, so I don't like get an overload and then get bored. So I decided to go with Now That I Found You by Christina Forrest. Now this is for my Bookopoly roles to read a young adult, which is so exciting to me, and I just cannot wait to get to this one. I'm only like 9 pages in. I started it like a few pages this morning to see what it was about. This follows a main character whose grandmother used to be very famous, and she like married and divorced this man like 3 times, and at like an award show in, I believe it was 2012, she kind of made this whole scene and left the award show and then was never kind of seen again, and that was all to do with her ex-husband of 3 times. And now our main character is getting into acting and kind of taking on bigger roles. I'm sorry if like my computer keeps going to sleep because my teacher hasn't opened the meeting yet. But yes, and so our main character is into acting and she's getting bigger roles, and she just had this interview where people were asking questions about her grandmother as well. So I think there will be the grandmother influence, and it's kind of like the story of them both. I think it's also a love story, probably with her co-actor, I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but as you may have guessed by our cover, the main character is a Black female, and Christina Forrest, who has also written I Want to Be Where You Are, which I also really loved, is also a Black author, and so this is owns voices for the Black representation, which I love, and I do want to read more diversely, so books like this really make me happy, and I really enjoy the writing style and the fast pace in I Want to Be Where You Are, so I'm guessing this is going to be exactly the same. It's just over 300 pages, so I should be able to read it fairly quickly. Hopefully, maybe I could read it all today. We'll see how it goes. But yes, I am now going to snack on my breakfast and drink lots of water while I wait for the Zoom to start. And I'll catch you guys when I'm done with school. I only have 1 class today, and then my next class is tomorrow at 1. So, yes. I don't know if you can quite see my cat, but she's napping there, and I thought it would be a cuter background than just me. It is now 1:30. Class ended at like 11. I went in a bath because, as per usual, when school starts, I feel a overwhelming sense of anxiety creep up on me, and it's even worse because I'm starting a new program. Everything is online. I haven't gone to full school oh my god, I can't talk. I haven't gone to school full time in over a year now. So I love school, if you guys didn't know that. Like, I'm very good at it and I really enjoy it, especially now that I'm really studying something that I enjoy. But it's a lot, and teachers are trying to be not easier on us, but you know, they're trying not to give us only like 3 hours of Zoom and then you sit down and you like stare at your computer for 3 hours. But that also means that there are no exam ponderations like I'm used to. Usually in uni you have like a 60-40 exam where like one of them is 40 before like your midterm, and then your final is 60. Sometimes it's even like 30 and 70. And I had one class where all of my assignments were like worth more, so I didn't have an exam. But then I had another class where I had 2 huge exams last semester when I started taking classes, and I don't know what I prefer, but it's just getting very confusing because I've had 3 classes now and all 3 classes have teamwork, so I'm going to be with 3 different teams, and it's just a little bit all over the place. But you know what, we're gonna roll with the punches and do as best we can. So I'm currently like sitting down and planning my life because I still work and I have physiotherapy to include in here and just a lot of things coming my way, but one day at a time. So I took a bath and I chilled, and then I had lunch and I watched old Disney shows. I love doing that when there's not much going on YouTube and my subscription box is not very filled right now. So if you have booktubers that are smaller that you recommend, like especially romance booktubers, I would really enjoy that. Or booktubers who read a lot of sci-fi, because I'm looking to get into more sci-fi. So yeah, anyways, I did read, though when I finished class I felt like a little overwhelmed, so I took 40 minutes and I read, so I have a reading update for you guys. I am now 85 pages into Christina Force's new book, and that equals exactly 25%. I stopped like at a new chapter, and I'm really loving this, you guys. This is funny because it kind of reminds me of Faith in the First Kiss, that Casey West book that came out not this February, but the February before that, I believe in February 2019, I think, and I hated that book. This is kind of what I wanted that one to be. It doesn't exactly tackle all the same elements, but it basically follows two young adults who are entering acting careers and all the drama and tribulations that ensue when you're acting at a young age, and you know, everything that is very difficult with that kind of hard work. And this basically, really, the story takes off, and I'm pretty sure it says so, yes, in the synopsis, when our main character actually has this event happen to her where it kind of ruins her entire career. That's not in the blurb, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens, but then she kind of relies on her famous grandmother, as I mentioned, to kind of get her career back on track, but things don't go as our main character planned, and her grandmother actually goes missing. And so with the help of this boy named Milo, who is an upcoming musician, who actually is friends with his grandmother, like he took care of her because she's actually a very lonely woman now, she doesn't really go out much, and so they pair up together to try to find the grandmother. That's what it says in the synopsis. I'm not at the point in the story yet where the grandmother has gone missing, so it's going to be very interesting how it happens, because the events that are leading up to what I'm assuming is going to be happening very soon with the grandmother going missing, I think will bring together our two main characters. And they don't, well, it's not like reciprocated, but our main female character, why am I blanking on her name? Evie, yes, it's short for Evelyn. She doesn't really like Milo. I think she doesn't like the fact that he's getting along so well with her grandmother, and so I think it's going to be kind of like from slightly hate to love, but it's kind of like one-sided hate, you know? I'm really enjoying this. The pacing is excellent, on point. You can definitely feel our main character's emotions, and most of them are realistic, and obviously you don't always root for her. Like the way she acts towards Milo, from my perspective, is like, why the heck would you be so rude to someone who's taking good care of a person you love? Like, she loves her grandmother, so that's very curious. But then again, she is a teenager and she's going through a lot, so it's kind of like her acting out. But nonetheless, I'm really loving this. I'm going to try to read more today, but I have to be an adult and go clean dishes now, which I feel like I talk about in every single vlog. I hate doing dishes. I don't have a dishwasher, so my boyfriend cooks and I clean, but I'm just so overwhelmed right now that I don't want to do the dishes, but you gotta be a grown-up sometimes. So I'm gonna put on some YouTube and go wash the dishes before 3 o'clock comes around and I start to freak out again. Hello friends! It is Thursday afternoon. I don't know how I'm mixing up the days because I have school every day and I now need to keep track of time. But as I mentioned, I think yesterday, today I only have an afternoon class. Usually it's from 1 to 4, but today it's actually from 2 to 4 since it's our first class. So it's like 1:30. I thought I'd update you guys a little bit and then hop on the Zoom and wait for my class. But I know yesterday I mentioned that I had something in the afternoon and that I hope it went well. It actually really did. I got some good feedback for it today. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is just yet because I need it to be confirmed in other ways, but it's like 90% confirmed that it's going to happen, and I'm very happy. Today has been an overall day that I feel like hasn't happened in such a long time, in the sense that since June of 2019 I have been struggling life-wise. A lot of things have not gone as planned. My health has been crappy and it's just been very hard for me to get back on my feet, but I feel like today was the day I needed to be able to like push through and keep going. And I'm sorry if I'm like talking about mental health a lot on here, but I think it's really important, and I think it's important to give yourself grace and be kind with yourself and celebrate the victory. So that in of itself made my day. But I was also very much an adult this morning and got my crap together, which has helped my anxiety so bad. I have taken like appointments for doctor appointments that I had to take, and also for my eyes, because I haven't gone to the eye doctor in way too long and I need to change my glasses prescription, so I need to do that. And also I have currently come back on my family insurance because I'm back to school full time, which means that my coverage is now like 100%, so it's not going to be too expensive for that. I can now get my meds that are all going to be covered, so I took care of that. I also took care of banking stuff because I'm a student now and it like reduces costs for things. So I got all of that out of the way. I also got my hair appointment, which thank the Lord I'm finally getting a hair appointment. It's next week, next Wednesday, so stay tuned till next week's vlog to see my hair. I'm gonna get it cut a little bit and also dyed again because this ain't it. So it's just been feeling so good. I'm loving school and how things are turning out for myself right now. I also got an email from HarperCollins that our Frenzy Presents arcs are on the way to us, so in the next 2 weeks, or hopefully a little bit before that, I should be getting some surprise like mystery arcs in the mail. And you know, it's just overall a good feeling, and I think September is going to be my month. My back is doing so much better, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, I hurt myself last November, and next week, or in 2 weeks actually, I'm supposed to have an appointment with my doctor so we can close all of my documents and be done with that part of my life. So I'm doing well is what I'm trying to say. I have also done some reading for those of you who absolutely do not care about my life. I feel you. I get you, but for those of you who care, that was the update. Thank you for caring. I also need to really get back on answering comments because I've had a lot and a lot more subs, so if you've subbed recently or even if you're a long time sub, thank you so much. I'm like at 829 right now and I've been stuck on like 600 for such a long time, and now we're at 829, which is absolutely incredible. I'm clearly not doing this for the numbers because I've been on BookTube for 4 years. I just love having a community and having some friends and people talk to me in the comments and reading good books and just talking about it and making memories for myself. So yes, reading update. I am now 150 pages into this book. What I love is that this book has chapters that are like often ending on even numbers, which makes me happy. That is like 44% of the way through, if I'm not mistaken. I really am loving this, you guys. It is a steady, good book with good pacing and good characters, and you know, a book that you don't have much to complain about. It might not be an all-time favorite of mine, but I don't see any flaws with it as of now. The character descriptions I love. Our main character is flawed, but in a way that I can understand at the same time. Like, she's definitely not the perfect little YA main character that's not like other girls. I think that even though she has some fame attached to her and a lot of mistakes as well, she is someone who, like, I could see being a real person, and it's easy to be attached to someone that has as many flaws as they do have excellent personality traits. So I really like the balance in her personality. The boy main character is absolutely amazing. He has such a charming personality, and he's very thoughtful and careful of his choices and careful of how he responds to people. He apologizes when he needs to, and he's always willing to help, and he's just a very wholesome kind of love interest. Not really love interest as of now, but I for sure know it's going that way. And he just cares a lot for the people in his life, which I really appreciate, and I think we need more of that in YA. The fact that this book is diverse only adds to my appreciation for it, and the writing style in here, I think I mentioned this before, but Christina Forrest is an excellent author in the contemporary genre. I think that she creates a realistic setting, and I am not someone who can easily imagine characters or settings, but her writing style truly does it for me, and I have so much enjoyment when I read her books, and they're always so stunning as well. I just think she's a great author, and I hope that she is able to publish so many more stories, because I think that for the age range that this is for, I mean, I'm a little older than YA, but I think it's beneficial. She brings a lot of diversity and different thoughts to the table. I think our main characters do go through kind of exploration of themselves throughout the journey of this book, as well as having an actual plot line and an adventure we're going on. And I just love that about our characters. They're flawed and they grow because they're like 16. Obviously you're gonna grow and you're gonna do dumb stuff, and I just appreciate the authenticity in a book like this one. So I'm hoping to finish it tonight or tomorrow, because I would like to read at least one other book this week, or two if I could, but I have a lot of stuff to do, like homework and paperwork and work in and of itself. Like, I physically need to go to work both days this weekend. It's only half days though, so it's not so bad. But yes, also Gabby released my favorite videos of hers every month, and that is her like vlog of the month. Like, she does one for every month, and she vlogs throughout the month and then uploads it at the end or the beginning of the next month, and I just love it. But yes, those are my updates. I've been doing homework as well this morning and some readings, trying to get back in the school mode, and it's a good day. Hello friends, it is finally the end of the school week. The work week starts tomorrow, but that's fine. We're gonna go one day at a time, but I just finished my last class for the day, which this class I only have 4 of them left. It's only like a 5-course class because it's only 1 credit. And it's like my favorite class, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. I really loved the teachers, because there's like 2 of them that are working on that class, and I really loved it. So school is done physically for the week. I still have a lot of work I need to do over the weekend, but it's fine. Next Monday is Labor Day, and I don't work either, so I get like the full Monday to work on homework and stuff. It might be a little bit hard because my boyfriend's gonna be home, but we'll figure it all out. So I'm tired and I need to wash my hair, and that's my current mood. But I wanted to say that I passed the 50% mark in Now That I Found You, but I did not manage to finish it. So this needs to be finished today, because it is the 4th of September, and I would like to have 2 books down so I can move on to another book at least during this vlog. But I'm still really enjoying it. The mystery element is kind of coming more and more into the plot, and I'm really enjoying that, because it's rare that I feel like a contemporary can have both a plot and really lovable characters. I feel like usually it's one or the other, but in this one I'm getting both, which is excellent. So yeah, I'm like 180 pages in, Also, do you like this unicorn? Isn't it so cute? I talked about it in my last vlog, but I love these bookmarks. I also decided, because I've been doing so good and for once my life is going great, to treat myself to books, and so I went on my Amazon wishlist to see, and like so many of them were like 60% off on the like Amazon marketplace where people resell books. So I got myself a few, and a book sequel that I've been anticipating was also 50% off. So I got myself a few books that should be coming within the next month. One of them is going to be here on Sunday, so I'll unbox it with you guys. I still need to open my thriller from Alyssa Cole, but I wanted to finish more books before I open that one and kind of keep it as a treat, so we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to say good morning, and I'm gonna go shower, wash my hair, maybe take a little nap, and then start on homework. Jess from Piece of Books also uploaded a reading vlog, and I love her reading vlogs, so I might like wash my hair, take a bath, and watch that, and then move on with my day, because it's not even 11, so we're doing good time. Hello friends! I finally took a shower, hence the wet hair and the comfy clothes, because I'm about to start studying and then I'll have lunch a little bit later on, but I decided that instead of napping, I would finish And Now That I've Found You by Christina Forrest, which I ended up doing and completely loved. This book I gave 4 out of 5 stars because it's not my all-time favorite, but it's amazing enough that I do want to keep it on my shelf. If you guys aren't aware, I'm kind of giving myself stricter rules on what books I keep on my shelf. They need to be a 4-star or higher, and a book that I see myself rereading or something I have sentimental value to. Definitely keeping this one on my shelf. I loved every twist and turn in the story, and the main characters, the character growth and development, the mystery element, the romantic element. Everything in this was amazingly fun. Milo is now one of my favorite male love interests that I've read in a YA book. He's up there with Diego in why am I blanking? Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, and I believe his name is Nick in The Geography of Lost Things. He is a very wholesome, gentleman-y type character. He is very thoughtful and caring, and he does have some flaws obviously, but he's also a musician. Like, he's trying to make it in the music world, and I think he has a heart in the right place, and he's very respectful. Obviously, both our characters do some silly things, but I just loved him. Also, his character description is like very swoony. He's a very charismatic character, so I really enjoyed that, and the connection between our two main characters and how that all eventually plays out. The ending of this book was adorable. I think our main character, Evie, learned a lot as the book progressed, and as I mentioned I think earlier in this vlog, she does make stupid decisions obviously at first, but she is still like a teenager and she's going through a lot. But I think these decisions come to light, and their like repercussions also do when she kind of learns as the story progresses. So I really loved it. As I said, there's nothing wrong with this book at all. I love the diversity, I love the friend groups, I love the relationships, I love the discussion of family ties and family expectations and societal expectations and learning to love yourself, and I think all of it was amazing. It's just, it's not my favorite because, as I've said before, I may have grown out of YA sometimes, but still definitely keeping it on my shelf. Would recommend to anyone who enjoys YA, and it was a total win. I really loved it, and I'm really happy that Christina Forrest is getting the hype she is. I feel like a lot of people on Twitter are talking about this book and this author and just the author in general, because the first book was also very good. So yes, we're calling this a win, and we have 2 books down on our TBR. So I decided that for this vlog I would try to read a 3rd book, and as I mentioned, I'm going to try to do like middle grade and then the contemporary and then maybe some fantasy or thrillers, and then kind of go back in the loop, so not every vlog is like all middle grade and then all romance, because if you guys don't care for one of the genres, at least maybe another one will interest you. So for that, I decided to go with Where Dreams Ascend by Janella Angelis. I'm so sorry if I am not pronouncing this right. The second book's cover just recently came out and it is stunning. I'll try to remember to put a picture here. But this is a duology. This is the first book. It just came out on August 25th and it is a circus YA fantasy with a lot of romance, I believe. It is like a magic competition, and as I mentioned in my TBR videos and pretty much everywhere I've talked about this book, Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte kind of refers to this as The Greatest Showman kind of vibe book, where our main character reminds her of Zendaya and the male interest. I think there's two of them at the beginning, but one of them reminds her of Zac Efron. I believe he's the judge for the competition, so we'll see how it goes. It's like almost 450 pages, but I'm really excited, and the cover, like under the dust jacket, is also beautiful. So once I'm done studying for the day, this is the book I'm going to start. I don't know if I'm going to finish it in this vlog, but a girl can dream. Hello friends, welcome to the end of the vlog. It is now Sunday evening and I have been doing cleaning all afternoon. I went to work this morning and did not update you guys at all yesterday because I ended up going to my parents' house after work and had an impromptu sleepover and went back to work this morning. I haven't done much reading, unfortunately, because this has been a very chaotic week, if you ask me, but I did manage to get like 50 pages into Where Dreams Ascend. I only have the dust jacket because it's in my work bag, but I'm really enjoying it. I love the atmosphere. I love where the story is going. It is very mysterious from the start. Things are not as they seem, and I'm very intrigued. And for a fantasy book, which I'm not a fantasy reader, but I'm really enjoying the premise of it. It reminds me of Ace of Shades by Amanda Foti, which I really loved, and I feel like the atmosphere is similar. Like the plot line's not similar. It is in some ways, but it's not like at all the same. But the writing style and the atmosphere really remind me of each other, and the kind of stakes that are happening, and so the plot line is. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm very intrigued to see what happens. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you for watching this vlog. We will do better reading wise next week. I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 books knocked out of the park by then. I have Monday off, and I think I only work one day next weekend, so yay me. If you want to see my new hair, as well as other stuff going on next week, then stay tuned. And that's about it for this week, folks. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to see more of my bookish life, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon with another video. I'll be reading, guys. Bye!